The floor felt cold against my cheek, an unwelcome sensation that jolted me back to reality. The harsh, unforgiving chill seemed to seep into my very bones, mirroring the icy grip of disappointment that had taken hold of my spirit. It was a stark contrast to the warmth and hope I had felt just moments before. My heart pounded, a wild, erratic drumbeat of failure. Each thud echoed the weight of my perceived inadequacy, a relentless reminder of the expectations I had failed to meet. It wasn't a steady, reassuring rhythm, but a frantic, desperate plea for things to be different. I had just presented my final project, the culmination of months of hard work, sleepless nights, and unwavering dedication. It was supposed to be my moment to shine, to showcase everything I had learned and accomplished, and the grade was a crushing blow, a devastating verdict that shattered my confidence and left me reeling. It felt like all my efforts had been in vain, a monumental waste of time and energy. Doubt flooded in, a relentless tide of negativity that threatened to drown me in its depths. It whispered insidious lies, questioning my abilities and undermining my self-worth. Whispering that I didn't belong here, that I was an imposter masquerading as someone capable and intelligent. The feeling of being an outsider, of not measuring up, was almost unbearable. The urge to disappear was overwhelming, to simply vanish and escape the shame and humiliation. I longed to be invisible, to avoid the judging eyes and the unspoken criticisms. I replayed every mistake, every misstep, every flaw in my presentation, dissecting each moment with ruthless precision, every stuttered word, every awkward pause, every sign of nervousness that had betrayed my carefully constructed facade. The faces of my professors, etched with expressions of disappointment and disapproval, and classmates swam in my mind, their blurry faces a constant reminder of my public failure. Their expressions a mixture of pity, a condescending sympathy that stung more than outright criticism, and disappointment, a silent accusation that I had let them down, that I had failed to live up to their expectations. It felt like a public verdict on my worth, a definitive judgment that condemned me to a life of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential. But then, a tiny, defiant spark flickered, a faint glimmer of hope in the overwhelming darkness. Is this really where my story ends? Is this single setback enough to define my entire future? I remembered the thrill of discovery, the pure joy of learning something new, the excitement of pushing the boundaries of my knowledge, the satisfaction of connecting ideas, of piecing together the puzzle, and seeing the bigger picture emerge. Was I really going to let one failure, one stumble, one temporary setback erase all that effort, all that passion, all that dedication I had poured into this journey? Slowly I pushed myself up, both physically and metaphorically, refusing to succumb to the weight of my disappointment. This wasn't an ending. It was far from it. It was a data point, a valuable piece of information that would help me learn and grow. A doorway, an opportunity to learn from my mistakes and emerge stronger and more resilient. I took a deep breath, filling my lungs with air and my spirit with renewed determination. Stood up and walked out, leaving the negativity and self-doubt behind. Not with a plan, not with all the answers, but with a purpose to try again, to learn, to grow, and to ultimately succeed. Mental strength isn't a gift handed down or bestowed upon a chosen few. It's not something you're simply born with, lying dormant until some grand event awakens it. It's a muscle you build, painstakingly, rep by rep. Just like any physical muscle, it requires consistent effort, dedication, and the willingness to push past your perceived limits. And failure is the gym. It's where the real growth happens, where you discover your weaknesses and learn how to overcome them. Every setback is a repetition, forging resilience, hardening your resolve, and teaching you invaluable lessons that no textbook ever could. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots, countless opportunities that slipped through his fingers. He lost hundreds of games and failed over and over, facing crushing defeats and public scrutiny. That's precisely why he succeeded. His failures weren't roadblocks, they were stepping stones. Each miss was a lesson meticulously studied, each failure a rep pushing him closer to mastery. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he poured his heart and soul into, a devastating blow to his ego and career. Only to create Next and Pixar, revolutionizing both the computer and animation industries, proving that setbacks can pave the way for even greater achievements. J.K. Rowling's manuscript was rejected 12 times, a soul-crushing experience for any aspiring author. Before Harry Potter was published, becoming a global phenomenon and captivating the hearts of millions, these people didn't avoid failure, they embraced it, dissected it, and learned from it, using it as fuel to propel them forward. Treat failure as a redirect, not a stop sign. See it as an opportunity to reassess, adapt, and find a new, potentially better path forward. When you face a setback, when you stumble and fall, remember, you're not being defeated, you're not succumbing to weakness. You're being trained, molded, and refined into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. This is your workout. This is your opportunity to push your limits and discover what you're truly capable of. See the challenge as a weight to lift, a burden to bear, a test of your will and determination. It will feel heavy, the strain will be immense, but each effort makes you stronger, more capable, and more prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. Grit and perseverance are built in the struggle, forged in the fires of adversity, and tempered by the relentless pursuit of your goals. Not in the comfort zone, not in the safety of the familiar, but in the arena of challenge, where growth truly blossoms. Every challenge, no matter how big or small, presents us with a pivotal moment. It's a moment where we stand at a crossroads, contemplating our next move. It brings a choice: quit or persist. This decision point is where our character is truly tested, where we decide whether to succumb to the immediate comfort of giving up, or to embrace the long-term rewards of perseverance. Quitting is tempting. It whispers promises of ease and an end to the struggle. It promises relief from discomfort and fear. It's the siren song of the comfort zone, luring us away from the path of growth and towards the familiar embrace of the status quo. Most people give up, often succumbing to the immediate gratification of avoiding pain, just before making progress, unaware of how close they are to a breakthrough. They abandon their efforts when the finish line is just within reach, mistaking struggle for a sign to stop. They misinterpret the temporary discomfort as a permanent barrier, failing to recognize that challenges are often stepping stones to success. But often the breakthrough, the moment of clarity and triumph, is just one more swing away. It's that final, unwavering effort that separates those who succeed from those who give up. Persistence means showing up day after day, even when motivation wanes, even when you're tired or discouraged. It's about pushing past the fatigue, the self-doubt, and the setbacks, knowing that progress is often made in small, incremental steps. Each attempt, each try, each iteration, even a failed one, even a stumble, builds momentum and experience. It adds another layer to your foundation, strengthening your resolve and refining your approach. The difference between success and failure, between achieving your goals and falling short, is what you do when you hit the wall. It's about how you respond when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The successful see the wall not as an ending, but as a challenge to be overcome, as part of the path, an integral component of the journey, not a barrier. They view it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. They choose persistence, embracing the struggle as a necessary part of the process. Not for the pain, but for the growth it brings. They understand that the greatest rewards come from overcoming the toughest challenges, and that the journey of persistence transforms them into stronger, more resilient individuals. We believe motivation must come before action, but that's a myth. Waiting for motivation is passive, it leads to procrastination. Motivation is not the cause of action, it's the result. Action creates momentum, and momentum generates motivation. Make your bed, write one sentence, read one page. Small actions spark motivation. Writers don't wait for inspiration, they start writing, and inspiration follows. Don't ask if you feel motivated, just take the smallest step forward. Action is the spark that ignites the fire. Once you start, the desire to continue grows. Build your success on discipline and action, not on fleeting motivation. Events in life are neutral. The story you tell yourself gives them power. A failed test can mean, I'm a failure, or I need a new strategy. The same event, two stories. One leads to despair, the other to determination. You can't control what happens, but you can control your interpretation. This is mental strength, being the author of your own story. When you face a setback, notice your first reaction. Ask, is this story serving me? What's a more empowering story I could tell? By choosing your story, you take control and find strength in struggle. Your life reflects what you focus on. Focus on what's wrong, and you'll feel frustrated and helpless. Focus on what you can control, and you'll feel empowered. Two people in the same traffic jam, one stressed, one calm, prove it's all about focus. You can't always choose what happens, but you can always choose your response. Viktor Frankl survived the worst by choosing his attitude. Make a conscious choice every day. Focus on opportunity, not dread. Interpret setbacks as lessons, not defeats. Your life is shaped by your choices. Design it with intention. Building mental strength doesn't require a heroic gesture. It starts in small, ordinary moments, right now, with your next choice. Start your homework, ask a question, take a walk. Each small action matters. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one area to be more resilient. The goal isn't instant transformation, but keeping small promises to yourself. Each win builds confidence and rewrites your identity. Change happens through gradual, consistent effort. Don't wait, start now. Take one small positive action today and repeat tomorrow. Mental strength is a path you walk, step by step.